Hello there, this is your average Joe, and I went ahead and decided to make this video because I received a comment that asked a question about how to essentially get the red pill to your friends. How do you explain the situation to them, and how do you get through to them when they don't want to listen to you? Well, there's two answers to this. The first one is very simple and straightforward. You give them the information. If they come back and kind of completely block out what you're saying and try to attack what you're saying, you're not going to convince them. They're very much blue-pilled, and they're not on the border to the point where you can actually reason with them. If a person is firmly blue-pilled and is firmly stuck in their ways, and they do not see the rest of the world as what it is, and they only see what they've been told in their lives, you could literally give them the red. I mean, there's countless documents, statistics, studies, history. I mean, debates, discussions, topics, you name it. How many, even headlines? Hell, the news headlines alone are more than enough information to be able to, build a case. So if they're not willing to listen to you when you present them with facts, they're not ever going to listen to you. These are men, specifically men, because if you're trying to red pill women, you're in for a rough ride, buddy. It's not fun. Trust me. I have attempted to do that myself, and there is nothing that really comes out of it that's actually worthwhile. It's better off to leave some fights where they lie. Do not fight every battle. Pick your battles extremely wisely. So let's say that, okay, your friend's actually listening to you. And every time you bring something up, they're just kind of like, wait a minute, what do you mean? And you explain it, and they're just looking at you, or they respond to you, or if you're talking to someone online, they respond to you in such a manner that speaks, okay, where are you getting this from? I want to know more. That's a guy you can red pill. That's a guy you can get to. That's a guy you can talk to, and you can actually show them things. But the best thing to do is ease your way into it. It's the same advice that PUAs used to give when it came to having sex with a woman. You ease your way into it. You don't just, like, slam in rock hard, ready to go, like, click, click, bang. No. It's, you have to, word it a little bit. You have to be smooth with your moves. You have to put on a show. And you have to basically kind of give them things in tidbits at a time. So depending on who you're talking to, depends on exactly how much information you give at a time. But what you can do is, if you understand who you're talking to, if you understand the person that you're dealing with, and I mean truly understand them. So there's actually quite a few people out there that, like the individual that commented on the video and got me to make this one, they thought they understood this person well enough to try and approach them and talk to them about these issues, and this person came back and essentially it's caused them to fight more than it's gotten them to agree on things. So essentially, like I said, pick your battles, understand who you're dealing with, and trust me, until you put someone in a corner, until you take them and you start actually hammering away some facet of their reality, you don't understand what kind of person you're dealing with. Because people like comfort. They like the concept of the reality, what they understand, perceive, and associate to be real things, concrete things, things that they know, that permeate their lives. And especially if it's an ideological thing, they don't want that fucked with. They don't want it touched. Because once you start doing that, once you start chipping away at the things that they ideologically, morally, or ethically identify with, they view it as an attack on their own being. Now, how do I understand this? Well, I myself used to be a very idealistic kind of guy, and all that went away when every single one of my ideals, my virtues, morals, ethics, all that was thrown out the window. It was shattered in front of me in a more or less brutal way, and I had to cope with the fact that I have nothing now that I can stand with, so I have to either remake myself as a person that can deal with the world in reality, or I can remain a broken individual and never rise up again. Obviously, I chose the former. But this is what's happening right now, especially the younger person that you're talking to. So the younger an individual is, if they're a teenager or in their early 20s, they're going to be extremely idealistic. They're going to have certain thoughts, views, and opinions about the world that, especially the more that you attempt to cause these things to seem unstable or at any point unreasonable or not right, you're going to find that most people will respond with self-defense, because they view this not as an attack on just an idea. It's their ideals, their views of the world, and their own personality. Because your perception shapes your person. So when you destroy the perception of the world that someone has, this is why we have what's called the red pill grief cycle. It's because your perception of the world is shattered. And therefore, you have, as you're picking up the pieces and deciding what to keep and what to get rid of, either you throw it all out, you keep a few things, and that you try to maintain that, and trust me, after a certain amount of time you're just going to chuck it all anyways. But if you're talking to someone and they allow you to give you information, to give them information that allows you to essentially start chipping away at the hoodwink, the hood that's over their eyes, the blindfold that we have been given all of our lives, most of us. If you can do that, if you can start doing that, and they let you, it's because they understand there's something wrong and they don't know it. They know that there's something wrong, but they just don't know what. So you offer the ability for them to see what's going on, what's going wrong, and that's how you need to approach it. But you can't just red pill, red pill, red pill. That is going to cause any person you talk to immediately turn off from what you were trying to tell them. So this is not to get anyone on your side. This is not to get anyone to follow the ideology. No. This is to give them the truth. And the thing about truth is hard to swallow. Truth is a thing that is painful, and it hurts, and it's uncomfortable, and it will cause you a great deal of strife and misery. Truth is not just this thing that, oh, this is the truth. Okay, no. If people there's a reason why people lie. Lies are comfort. Lies are things that allow us to shape the world in a perception in which, oh, there's not this going on because, that person wouldn't do that to me. They're lying to you. Most people will lie to you. Because if they told the truth, do you really think that you would look at people the same way if they actually told you what they were really doing, thinking, or acting like? Like, if you actually knew for a fact everything that was going on in the people's lives around you, do you think you would view them in the same way that you do right now? I guarantee you wouldn't. So, this is how you need to look at this. You're not going to be able to get everyone. It would be great if we could pass all of this information on and really get people to understand us. But the thing is, we are not the first people that have been doing this. This has been 120 years of guys trying to get this information out and forward, going, hey, this is not working, or hey, this is going to lead to bad things. And now we're at the point where, hey, we're in the middle of a fucking sci-fi dystopia, and you know, that this is everything that a man is up against, that men are up against, that, you know, this is the enemy, this is the actual threat. And when you tell them that it's women and feminism, that their entire lives has been propped up on a pedestal as some thing that, you know, it's a moral high ground, it's a morally and ethically sound thing that they've been told about. So you saying that this is the enemy of man, you're going to have people that are going to completely disagree with you. And you're going to have people that, because they don't question anything, they don't have any critical thinking ability, and they refuse to see what's right in front of them, they're going to basically act in a similar manner to what kind of behavior that you would see during World War II with some of the towns that were near the concentration camps. The reason why General Patton went ahead, grabbed people, and had these towns march through these concentration camps was because he kept telling the people, this is what's going on there, and these people refused to believe anything that he said. It was not until they saw it with their own eyes that they suddenly found truth, that they understood about the evil that he had told them about. So this is, you're going to have some people, until they physically experience, see, hear, or feel something, they will deny it exists. Because, well, I've never seen it before, or I've never felt that way before, or I've never, I think you're being ridiculous. So, because I've never dealt with that, experienced that before, so therefore it doesn't exist in my world. Most people are incapable of understanding the bigger picture around them. They do not understand that their perception of the world is not reality. Their perception of the world becomes their person, but perception is not reality. It is not the same thing. So what you're attempting to do is change their perception of the world, and most people will fight you on that. So I hope this was not rambling on too long. I hope this helps anyone that's attempting to go ahead and especially post Gillette ad, and I guarantee you we're going to have a lot more this year that's going to be opportunities to basically kind of get more guys who are questioning things on, get them red-pilled, get them the information that they need to make good, smart decisions in life and not fall for the same traps as many men before us. But understand, you're not going to get them all. And, for example, in my experience, I took the opportunity to go ahead and give some guys the information. They haven't gone full MGTOW, red pill, or anything like that, but I see right now in the way that they're responding to things and how they're starting to look at things right now, they're having some severe cognitive dissonance because what they've been told and what I told them are two separate things, and they're leaning towards the things that I've told them because I've shown them and explained it in such a way that it actually shows the factual side of it, whereas everything else that they're hearing is feeling. How the feminists feel, how the politicians feel, all these activists, how they feel. They don't have any statistics or proof. And the thing is, especially when they try to reference certain statistics and proof, I guarantee you either one of two things that are happening when it comes to feminist statistics or political statistics used to support feminism. They're either old, like, for example, the false allegation rate. So they say it's less than 1% of rape allegations are false. Those were taken back in, I do believe, around 2010 was when that study was actually done. 2010-2013 timeframe. Since then, the false allegation rate is currently estimated to be closer to about 20 to 40% of current reported sexual assaults. That's huge. That is a huge statistic. And it's even higher if you consider the amount of sexual assault cases that go out of court the moment that a polygraph is done, because there's quite a few women out there that the moment a polygraph is put into place and that they have to do a polygraph while going through the trial, well, suddenly their story will change and they will completely either drop the case, or because they perjured themselves, the case will be dropped. So that rate goes up even higher when you consider those cases that are thrown out because of either a polygraph that was failed or not taken, or perjury that was committed in court. Those kind of things do raise that rate, and that is not something that's being reported on because it doesn't fit their agenda. The other one is the wage gap. Seriously, there's about 3 years worth of videos right now that, I mean, and I'm not talking about 3 years of, oh, over 3 years these were created. No, it's, if you were to watch them back to back, it's about 3 straight years of videos debunking the wage gap. So there's more than enough information out there to deal with that kind of stuff. So these are things that you're going to find that if they try to use these statistics, if they try to use these facts, quote unquote, they're very easy to debunk, they're very easy to deal with, and if they give you something that you have a harder time dealing with, I guarantee if you look it up, especially with Misandry Today, Karen Strong, I mean, there's different guys out there that you can really look at. I mean, TFM hits up a lot of stuff too. If you watch their stuff, I guarantee you, or look it up, you'll find what you need, the information you need to be able to debunk what has been said to you. But at the same time, as I stated before, very first thing in this video, pick your battles wisely. Do not fight every single time that you have the opportunity to. And for the most part, stay underground. Do not come out, like, I know you want to help people, I do too. But at the same time, this is not the time to come out and say, oh yeah, it's this, this, and this. No, no. Pick your fights here and there. Choose the people that you can see or know have cognitive dissonance and they're questioning a lot of things around them. Those guys help out, but everyone else, it doesn't matter how much you want to try and help them. Leave them where they lie because that time to help them will come later. Trust me, we are getting very close to the point where this stuff is going to start to unravel and people are going to be asking the questions of, wait a minute, what's going on? That's the time to hand out red pills like they're candy. So I hope that this helps. For anyone that has any further questions, go ahead and leave them down in the comments below. I'll be more than happy to make more videos about basically how to give information to people or how to talk to people about stuff, so long as you guys leave comments below about what kind of person you want to talk to or what kind of information that you're handing out. If you liked the video, go ahead and smash that like button. If you are enjoying my content, please subscribe to my channel. I'm currently, looking at 5 subscribers. You guys are freaking awesome. And if you watch this video all the way to the end, I want to thank you very much for your valuable time. We have a very limited quantity of it, and the fact that you took your time out of your day to listen to me speak does mean a lot, and I appreciate you guys. So keep up the good work. Ghost, stay under radar, and if you can hand out a red pill and it's not causing problems, do so. But the moment someone defends himself, back off and leave it where it is, because we're getting to the point where people are going to start throwing each other under the bus, and you do not want to be the guy that's thrown out there because, oh, he's MGTOW. Yeah, that's not going to end well. It's not going to be pretty, guys. So, this is your average Joe signing off.